Hi, this is no ordinary voice of spiritual ventriloquism. You are listening to Dummy himself. Well, I was listening a little bit to a guy named Kevin Samuels, kind of life coach kind of guy. He's always on there toasting women, does a good job of it. Supposedly a Christian, which I find odd because, he treats everything from such a patriarchal perspective, at least the mindset of a patriarch, that I kind of wonder how you're going to arrive to that conclusion to stay in Christianity. But that's probably a whole nother conversation. But I don't know, maybe he could address that. I don't know. Because, Christianity is nothing but a matriarchal institution unless you go back to Roman Catholic orthodoxy. Then obviously that's a patriarchal system. So, but anyway, when you're he's kind of a player, or comes off to be, at least at one time, kind of a player, or he is speaking in the realm much about players and clubbing and dating and all that stuff. That's his big thing. So anyway, that's cool. When you're a Christian, you can do that. You can approach things from that dichotomy, where on the one side you have this faith to the Messiah, which he acknowledges, and I'm very happy for that, and being a Christian and whatnot, or at least he understands the principles of Christianity. But he brought up a very important, very valuable point the other day. I was watching a video of his, and a woman calling in, kind of being rebellious against her fiance, wanting to continue having these relationships with these women. She thought that there was an importance to sisterhood, and then basically, in the end, sum total of all things, she ended up, valuing what he called women who've already lived their lives higher than a potential husband. And I mean, he just called it like it was, and right on the thing, And he asked this concept because when she mentioned this word sisterhood, he asked her, where is that in the Bible? Where do you find that in the Bible? Crickets. And I'm going to ask that too. I'm going to ask that same question. Where is the concept, the biblical concept of sisterhood addressed in Scripture? And the obvious answer to that question is it isn't there. Conceptually, I think you can maybe make arguments for sisterhood, especially in the realm of patriarchal marriage and polygyny. It's important that there be a camaraderie amongst the women that a man has in his possession, in his direction. It's important for the sake of stability, and the sake of peace, and for the sake of profit in the home. It's very important that, people become, close and binding one to another. But the whole concept that you can take women that have never grown up together, they never ran through the fields together as 4-year-olds with their hair blowing in the breeze and all that stuff for the first 10 or 15, 20 years of their life, and then now all of a sudden you're thrown into a social construct where it's going to require much effort and much labor on your part because you're not exactly who you think you are. It's going to take an effort because at the end of the day, you still have yourself that you have to deal with. And it's best that you don't import that self into other people's lives, or I should say, intrude or impose one's self on other people's lives. So, yeah, it's very important that, there should be sisterhood in the home of a patriarch. Absolutely. There should be a camaraderie there. But it is something that is not, objective from the man himself. Every one of those women are there for a reason. And those sisters